Okay, so I found out about this product and I was super skeptical about its claims. So, of course, I had to buy one. This is a Rendr sketchbook from Crescent Creative Products. I prefer a wire-bound sketchbook, so I was double excited when I found out that there was a spiral-bound version. It is 8 by 8 inches, so a square sketchbook, which is cool. I've never had one of those before. Okay, so the first thing I noticed is that the paper has a slightly weird texture. It's kind of thin, and usually you want marker paper to be smooth. Like here, I have a piece of Copic blending card that I'm trying to compare the texture to. The blending card is definitely more smooth, noticeably. Not that the Rendr paper is like cold-pressed watercolor paper or anything, but there's definitely some tack there? Some texture, something. It's not perfectly smooth like you would typically want marker paper to be. And the most important thing about this sketchbook, the reason I bought it, is the fact that it is apparently bleed-proof. That's right, you heard me, bleed-proof. It claims you should always be able to use both sides because marker doesn't bleed through it at all. No shadowing, no bleeding, nothing. Back of the page is supposed to be a clean sheet when you're done. Yeah, right. Well, to test that theory, we are going to have to draw something and color it with markers. So I grabbed a handful of random Copics because, well, honestly, I couldn't be bothered to move my trays of markers over to my workspace. It's kind of a pain. I grabbed them at random though. The only thing I made sure I had was my normal set of skin tones, so yeah, I need a minute to figure out what I'm gonna draw. And I'm being extra lazy, so I'm not getting out my upright drawing table. I'm just drawing flat on the table, which I regret intensely, but shh, it's fine. We'll get through this together, it's fine. This is a red Color Ace colored pencil, and yeah, this is Neku from The World Ends With You. I couldn't help it. With the purple and the skin tone color palette with a little bit of orange and brown, I couldn't think of anyone or anything else to draw. I inked it with my zebra signing pen, and I tried to go with that bold black graffiti style the official art has. I've been watching a lot of Drawing with Waffles videos as well, and she does this cool thing where she doesn't erase the colored pencil she sketches with. She just colors over top of it, and it kind of blends in with the skin. So I thought I'd try and see how that goes. And I did not hold back with these markers. I definitely colored as normal, layering and blending. I wanted to see if this paper's claims were really true. If it ends up shadowing or bleeding, I'll try another picture where I'm more careful and layer a bit less, but I wanted to go super high octane first, and then dial it back if necessary to see what the actual capacity of the paper is. I will say that while I was coloring, everything went fine. Sometimes certain papers, the ink will sit on top and won't soak in, or it will soak in very slowly so that blending will be very difficult, or it will absorb ink too fast and that will also make blending tough. But even though this paper has that slightly weird texture I mentioned, it seemed to be fine. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to see if this bad boy bleeds or not. So, once I finished and signed the art, well, here. This is my genuine reaction while I was filming. Oh boy, moment of truth. Oh my god. No way. So, this is my new favorite sketchbook. Holy crap.
That's awesome.
There was one small thing I noticed after I finished this piece. Large flat sections of color, if you look closely, have this weirdly blotchy texture. It's not super noticeable unless you're really looking carefully at it, but I did notice upon scrutiny, so I thought I'd mention it. I zoomed in so you could see it in Neku's hair. I'm not sure what that's about, but it has these odd little white flecks speckled throughout large areas of solid color. But anyway, the no bleeding is so impressive. Let me show you exactly why, if you're unfamiliar with how alcohol markers do. So this is another piece of art. I think I have a speed paint I did on my channel from quite a while ago of it. It's a Halloween Town Sora done on Copic blending card, and look at the back of it. Compared to the Rendr sketchbook. Yeah, this is totally wild. I've zoomed in again here so you can see a direct comparison. On the Copic blending card, the fields of color are nice and smooth and flat. Sora's hair and mask are a similar color to Neku's here, so I thought it would be a good comparison. I'm hoping you can see what I mean, that odd blotchiness in the sketchbook versus how very, very smooth the marker laid down on the blending card. However, like I say, you only really notice it if you stare at it, and that's literally my only complaint about this sketchbook. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I was completely shocked by the results. There wasn't even any shadowing. The back of the page is completely white like a fresh sheet. Writing this voiceover now, I just had a thought. I wonder if you can use a light box with it. Or if whatever stops the bleeding would make it too opaque for that. Maybe I'll test that a little bit later and post it on my Instagram feed. Anyway, please like this video if you found the results interesting or better than you expected. They definitely surprised me. Subscribe and ring the bell for more left brain type videos, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.